Now on CoastTV News.
Police investigating a deadly shooting in Cambridge, the shocking relationship between the victim and the shooter. And a deadly fire in Salisbury that took the lives of an elderly couple. What firefighters say could be to blame.
Well, for the second straight day in a row, we hit 90 degrees here on Delmarva. It's been a hot and humid day now, tracking the threat of showers and storms through the evening, some of which could be severe. We'll track the timing coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Grace Eckerly. Welcome to CoastTV News at 6. We begin tonight by taking a live look into Milford, and we heard some rumblings about a threat of storms tonight. Doesn't look all that bad out there. But our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobono, is joining us now. Chris, what's in store?
Hey there, Grace. Yeah, it was another steamy day. We're tracking a cold front. Most of the activity we've seen so far today has been to our north and west. We haven't seen any showers or storms in Delmarva, at least through Sussex County. We are still under a severe thunderstorm watch that runs through portions of Caroline, Kent, Queen Anne's, Calvert counties, and that points into South Jersey. Now, we still have that risk of severe weather, at least for the next few hours. We have that isolated threat for a damaging wind threat. Now, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Kent County, as well as Caroline and southern Newcastle County, Queen Anne's County. Potent storm there just to the north of Dover with some hail and wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. We're pretty dry across Sussex County. Not a whole lot going on the southern eastern shore, but this line is kind of congealing, and that's going to kind of slide to our east through the evening. There's the cold front. That's actually going to stall over the area. So scattered showers and storms through the evening and into the overnight, and they're going to kind of linger into the early part of our Sunday. But so our Sunday is going to be a lot cooler than where we were at today. And we're looking at temperatures falling into the 70s through the evening with those scattered showers and storms. We'll track the storms moving through the area coming up in that full 7-day forecast. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. A teen accused of shooting his stepfather in Cambridge. Police say a man was found with a gunshot wound to the face at a home on Skinner's Court around 11:30 a.m. on Friday. The victim was flown to shock trauma for his injuries. His current condition has not yet been released. A 15-year-old suspect taken into custody with no word so far on any other charges. That investigation ongoing in Cambridge. An elderly couple in Wicomico County tragically died in a house fire last night. The state fire marshal's office says around 2 a.m. a fire broke out at the home on Middle Neck Drive. Investigators saying the fire started in the living room, but the exact cause, that's still under investigation. Officials say firefighters found an 85-year-old man and a 79-year-old woman inside and immediately began life-saving care. However, they both died at the hospital. The man who lives right next door recalls the hectic scene.
I woke up around 1 or 2 o'clock when someone was banging on my door, and I didn't answer it right at the start because I didn't know who it would be. And then when the lady hollered out my name, I knew that, she knew me. So when I went to the door, she said, "Get out of here because your next door neighbor's house is on fire." So I got dressed real quick and got out here. By then it was engulfed, and her or someone else had called the fire department, and they got here, I guess, as quick as they could, but it just happened so quick.
Investigators say they're focusing on accidental causes such as an overloaded surge protector. The state fire marshal's office and local law enforcement are handling the investigation there in Wicomico County. Senate Bill 176 signed into law this week by Delaware Governor Matt Meyer. The goal, it allows the county to add a school impact fee on new developments. But the county would have to enact the ordinance first, the bill only applying to Sussex County. This is now in the county council's hands. They would have to pass an ordinance to apply this impact fee. As stated in Senate Bill 176, a 1.25% fee on building permits would go towards school construction. This fee does not apply to projects under $30,000. CoastTV News spoke with one man who grew up in Sussex County and has seen the growth firsthand.
As long as it gets to the schools, if that's where it's actually going, I think it might actually be a good thing to help some of the people with the development in the area, help some of the schools around here.
Again, this still has to get the green light from Sussex County Council. The county spokesperson tells us that there is no timeline on if or when this bill will be discussed by the council. Over in Milton, the Chamber of Commerce is seeing some big changes up at the top. Executive Director Jessica Velasquez-Sechel and Board President Aaron Rogers have both stepped down. Velasquez-Sechel says she joined the chamber earlier this year and is leaving to pursue a career in public education. Rogers now stepping back to focus on family, though he says he'll stay as involved as he can as a chamber member. The resignations come after the cancellation of two popular community events, Bargains on the Broadkill and the Horseshoe Crab Festival. Northside Park in Ocean City is a place enjoyed throughout the year, and the increase of electric scooters and e-bikes has led to the Recreation and Parks Committee asking Ocean City Council for some help. You know just how congested those trails can get on busy days, and those fast-moving bikes and scooters just whirring past you don't make for a very relaxing stroll through the park. Right now, the park does not have a rule against e-bikes and electric scooters, but since it isn't written into law, there's no way for anyone to issue fines. As CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zappe shows us, that's what officials are looking to change.
Elizabeth Urich walks her dog Jackson twice a day at Northside Park, and during the busy season, she says she's seen more electric scooters and e-bikes during her strolls.
It was a bit crazy in July and early August, like always.
Throughout the summer, lots of people use Northside Park to walk their dogs, ride their bikes, or just sit on a bench and enjoy the view. All these things are allowed in the park, but what's not allowed? Electric scooters and e-bikes. Still, people continue to use them.
It does get a little crazy, and it seems like it has picked up also.
Park goer Chip Malloy says this can lead to an accident.
They go too fast, and there's just too many people that are walking through the park, too many little children walking through the park, pets, etc. And I just don't think the reaction time is such with people on e-bikes.
According to the Ocean City Recreation and Parks Committee, the ban is currently just a park rule, meaning police can't enforce it and fines can't be issued. But that could change soon. The department is working with the town on an ordinance to restrict electric scooters and e-bikes, which could lead to fines being handed out.
I think a citation is a deterrent to people using it.
Both Malloy and Urich hope that by next summer, fewer electric scooters and e-bikes are on their morning strolls.
Once this new ordinance is drafted, it will then be proposed to the Ocean City Council. There is no timeline for that yet. There were multiple serious crashes within the span of an hour Friday afternoon in Worcester County. The first crash reported by Worcester County Sheriff's Office just after 3 p.m. on westbound Route 50 at Worleyville Road in Berlin. A second crash in Bishopville on southbound Route 113 at Whaleyville Road involved a tractor trailer and a car, according to those police. Reports of a third crash came around 3:45 p.m. from westbound Route 50 at Hall Road in Whaleyville. State police confirming one person died in that third crash. Coming up on CoastTV News, we have the latest that you need to know on the changing mortgage rates. They hit their lowest mark all year on Friday. What experts are saying is behind the sudden drop.
Tracking showers and storms through tonight, all ahead of a cold front that's going to bring cooler, cloudier conditions for our Sunday, and then that fall-like chill returns to start the week. We'll track the storms and have the latest on when this humidity will be out of here coming up.
But first, the Trump administration's federal takeover causing nationwide upset. We have the latest on the pushback from major cities across the country. That's after the break.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
The Trump administration's use of the National Guard is sparking backlash. Protests being held at various cities across the country today. Jen Sullivan reports on the White House's efforts to combat crime and pushback it's receiving from the many Democratic leaders.
Protesters taking to the streets of Metro Chicago Saturday as the Trump administration threatens to ramp up immigration and customs enforcement raids. The move is sparking outrage among many Democratic state and local leaders in Illinois.
Know that there is the possibility that ICE will be on the ground and causing some mayhem. Please protest, pull out your phone, video everything that they're doing.
The White House has also threatened to deploy National Guard troops to Chicago to help combat crime. Over Labor Day weekend alone, police say at least 7 people were killed and more than 50 others were wounded in several shootings across the city.
These people are sick. There's something wrong with them.
Protests also staged in Washington, D.C. Saturday and Savannah, Georgia, Friday, just days after a massive ICE raid at a Hyundai plant west of that city.
We need all work to end on the site right now.
475 people were arrested there Thursday.
This, in fact, was the largest single-site enforcement operation in the history of Homeland Security investigations.
Some Democrats say such raids and guard deployments amount to government overreach by Trump.
He knows that this goes against the mission of the National Guard. He knows this goes against the scope and scale.
Public opinion about immigration appears to be shifting. According to a recent Gallup poll, when asked should immigration be kept at its present level, increased or decreased, 30% of Americans polled now say decreased as opposed to 55% in June of 2024. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
It'll be a warm and muggy evening with scattered thunderstorms. We'll track the storms and I'll let you know when some relief from this heat and humidity is in sight. Coming up in my full 70 forecast right after the break. Some ominous looking skies from our Cambridge cam as we are tracking showers and storms off to our north and west. We're at 81 in Cambridge. Dew point is 70 with a wind out of the north at about 9 miles an hour. Watching for the threat of some thunderstorms here over the next few hours, and then we'll kind of transition to kind of a heavier rain threat through the latter part of the night. But there is cooler air back off to the west. That's all behind the front, and you can see we're still well in the 80s and 90s ahead of the front. We're now into the lower 80s, 85 in Seaford, 84 in Milton, and we're at 82 in Rehoboth. It's been a breezy day. You can see some winds gusting upwards of 20 to 30 miles an hour out of the southwest. Now, the good news is we're going to say so long to this humidity as we go into Sunday and then Monday and Tuesday as we get some cooler, drier air. Now, we do still have a severe thunderstorm watch primarily for northern portions of the eastern shore, Caroline, Kent, Queen Anne's, Talbot counties, and this runs through about 8 o'clock tonight, and that is that isolated threat of severe weather through portions of Sussex County is the eastern shore. Again, only for about another hour to 2, and then I think the severe threat is pretty much going to kind of wane. We do have a current severe thunderstorm warning primarily for Kent County. You can see kind of that Boeing echo there. Pretty strong winds up to 60, 65 miles an hour pushing towards the bay there, and this is pushing to the east at about 35 miles an hour, so that's not going to be affecting Sussex County, but we are keeping a close eye on that narrow line of storms back off to the west. And again, this is all ahead of this cold front that's going to be pushing through the area, but stalling out as we push into our Sunday. So scattered showers and storms through the evening. I think the severe threat ends about 8, 9 o'clock, but we'll keep the scattered showers and downpours in play through the overnight, so don't be surprised if you hear a rumble of thunder. And the front is going to kind of stall out over the area, so we're looking at cloudy, cool conditions as we push into our Sunday. So we're at 63 with the scattered showers, a damp night, and really a damp start to our Sunday. I'm going to be surprised if we even get out of the 60s tomorrow. Maybe we squeeze out a 70, 71 degree temperature across the peninsula tomorrow, but some rain to start. Scattered showers by the afternoon. See those winds shift out of the north, and by Monday morning, we're in the mid to upper 50s, a cool, crisp start to our week. Bad timing with the sunny skies because we're looking at highs generally in the mid 70s by Monday afternoon, and we're going to stay pretty dry through most of the week. There's the temperature trend. 82 is the average high. The warmest day after today is really going to be Thursday. As we go into Tuesday, we'll see some clouds approach from a coastal storm. Could see a few showers into Wednesday. Overall, most of that moisture is going to stay off the coast, and we stay clear and dry through late in the week. 63 overnight with the scattered showers and storms. 71 for our Sunday, and then we're back into the sunshine by Monday. We stay pretty dry through most of the week, and then the tail end of the week looking pretty nice with temperatures in the 70s. We'll have more news next.
Mortgage rates seeing their biggest one-day drop in over a year on Friday. According to the Mortgage News Daily, an average 30-year fixed fell 16 basis points Friday. That's the lowest since October and the sharpest one-day drop since August of 2024. Rates may have peaked in May, but a weaker August job report is now shifting the market. Speaking of those mortgage rates, in D.C., President Trump signed the Homebuyers Privacy Protection Act on Friday. According to the U.S. government, the bill limits when credit reporting agencies can share your credit report during a mortgage process. They can only do so if it's a firm offer and either you've given written consent or the lender already has a relationship with you, like originating your mortgage, servicing your loan, or being your bank. CoastTV News returns after the break. The Maryland Department of Agriculture says a highly contagious horse disease has spread to multiple counties in the state. Strangles is one of the most common infectious diseases in horses worldwide. Right now, all those confirmed cases in Maryland are across the bridge. CoastTV News returns after the break.
As always, you can get your latest forecast by dialing the First Alert weather phone, sponsored by Broxton Mundalis Federico. Now we have the threat of scattered showers and storms through the night. Some of those could be gusty at times. Cloudier, much cooler. We're going to be about 20 to 25 degrees cooler tomorrow. Humidity drops. We start the week very nice. We could see more clouds Wednesday with a brief shower, but overall, Grace, pretty dry 10-day forecast there through next week.
That's a beautiful sight, Chris, and thank you for joining us here at Coast TV News at 6. For more news and local weather, download our app, Coast TV News, and be sure to join us back here at 11. But until then, have a great night.